Between 2010 and 2013, on a 2-month basis, here in Wales alone, almost a third of school children between the ages of 10 and 12 are known to have been bullied, as reported by Wales Online. Education Minister Leighton Andrews stated in the article that the figures were unacceptable. He also stated that it was vital to raise more awareness of bullying. Bullying occurs most in education centres, mainly high schools. This makes the situation a bigger concern. It can affect the students' working ability as it makes them feel less confident in their success. It was reported by Wales Online that more than half of children in Wales have witnessed others being bullied. It stated 51% is racial, 58% is disability and special needs, and 58% is sexuality. The questionnaires we released supported the secondary research. When conducting secondary research, we decided to look at the stats for America and Australia, and upon our discovery, the situation in both countries is very similar to here in Wales.
Violence, racism, sadness, loneliness, that the person that's being bullied is really sad and wants the bully to stop, and they're really hurt inside.
I think it shows no good respect, like you're unkind, you have a lot of problems in your life and you're blaming on them, on the other person that's...
Not when someone's unhappy.
Yeah.
Mean, horrible, ugly.
When I was a kid, I was about 9, 10 years old. There were 2 lads who lived up the street from me who were about 12, 13, and it took 2 of them, a lot older than me, to do it. But I regularly got jumped on, and there was one particular occasion when I thought they were trying to be nice, and I ended up in, he said, "Oh, come on, we'll go to the house, we'll watch some telly," and he forced me to drink liquid, which when I heard him come back from the kitchen, I hadn't heard the tap running, I knew what it was, and they held me down and forced me to drink it. We moved away, and about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I was in a local pub, and I was with some friends, and I had a drink, quite a few drinks, and he walked in with his missus, and I just saw complete red, and I went for him. His missus and the 2 landlady jumped on me and pulled me to the ground. I was still furious. I was still trying to grab him around the throat. I had him around the throat, but they actually took me down. But it's just like all those moments came back, and I just wanted to rip him to pieces. And I would have done as well had they not stopped me. I lost control. But I think what came out of it was that his wife heard everything that he'd done to me as a kid, and as they left the pub a few minutes later, because they were advised to do so by the landlady, she told, she was saying to him, "You're a really nasty piece of work, you aren't you?" So I thought, well, okay, I didn't get to hurt him, didn't get to get my own back on him, but at least his wife got to know what he was like. So maybe that had a difference on their relationship from that point onwards, I don't know, but it was good that he knew that somebody that he'd hurt when he was younger had something to say about it, I think.
Right, well, if a student does come in, we'll either take them into the back room if they need to speak, confidentially. Otherwise, we'll sit them down, take the notes of what happened, see if they want to see a counsellor, try and resolve it with the tutor. If not, we'll have to go to the DD, Deputy Director, if it is an ongoing bullying issue. Personally, I've only had a couple since I've started in September, but I know my line manager does have them on a regular basis, I think, yeah. I think a lot of it is cyber. I think a lot of it's to do with Facebook. But I think there is a lot of cyberbullying going on.
Not myself personally, but I have been witness to it. And I remember seeing two girls from school commenting on another girl's Bebo War, as it was. Just leaving her comments. At first they seemed really nice. They were saying things like, oh, we should meet up, we should go shopping, have sleepovers, saying how pretty she was. And then all of a sudden, the comments just turned and they started saying things like, why would we ever do that with you? Calling her a skank, calling her a whore. And it wasn't really anything I'd really seen before.
I'm Maria Lewis. I'm the Library Services Coordinator at Yale Campus at Coleg Cambria. We realised many years ago that when the internet did really take off for everybody, that there would be a potential problem and problems started to arise. Therefore, we looked into how we could deal with these issues within a college environment. We've tried to cover all eventualities with cyberbullying. We have members of staff who are trained to teach or do training sessions about it, and we also have a support centre that will deal with problems as they arise.
They should definitely speak out about it. I mean, say if it's a situation where it's two students, one hurting the other through the form of cyberbullying in the same school, you can speak to a teacher.
Tell a grown-up, yeah. Tell a teacher. Tell the police. Tell someone who you trust. Teacher. Tell your parents. Teacher, a police. You at your nan and your granddad, your uncle.
Somebody you could trust.
Yeah.
So an adult you could trust.
I know I will trust the policeman, teachers, mum, dad, some of the family, well, the whole of the family.
I might tell my friend as well if I'm a bit upset.
My
His friends help a lot.
My friend who lives next door to me, if I get hurt, she calms me down because I get a little bit angry and upset with me.
They must tell someone, whether it be they've got their teachers, their confidant, someone who they can trust and rely on.
If it does persist on a social media platform, there are options for a user to block a person, report this person to the site's administrator. They can get their account taken away, they can be blocked. There are ways to deal with it.
They're doing it. The bullies are doing because maybe they've been bullied before and they want to feel how other people feel when he's being bullied.
Very or sad or happy, because sometimes I'm happy because I really like getting bullying other people, and sometimes I'm sad because they're bullying other people, and sometimes I'm just really angry.
The question millions ask: why? We decided to go looking for that answer, and who else better to ask than someone who has bullied before?
When I first started bullying, it wasn't like something I just did off my own back, as in I want to bully someone and make them feel bad. In my eyes was having a laugh, but it would be at someone else's expense. And it would make everyone else crack up, but obviously this other guy would feel awful about it, but I wouldn't realise. As I matured, as I've grown up, I started getting that sort of attention / treatment from others as I got into the older years of my school years, and I was on the other end of it, and I think that experience kind of woke me up to what I was doing to this other kid. I have apologised to him for it all in the past, but now I just it's on my moral conscience to just treat him better and keep him as a friend. So I work towards doing that now. I think when you're younger, you're that focused on being popular, so to speak, that you aren't afraid to put others down to get it. So I think growing up, I've learned quite a lot and gained the experience, and now I think I see bullying on a very good standpoint. I think I have a clear quite a clear a view and opinion on it, which I think is something that I'd like others to have as well. Be a lot more comforting knowing that other kids won't have to go through what I put that other guy through, and it'd be a lot more comforting to know that teenagers and young adults won't have to go through what I've been through.
With all this information we have researched and collected, we have come to the conclusion that more needs to be done to make a difference with bullying. There are way too many people being affected, and the government need to place stricter rules and punishments for those who are bullying others. If done so, students in school will have more confidence in themselves for success, and they won't feel like nothing or depressed. But only together can we stop this, so our children can get the best educational experience.